This is a really good area to show this off. And I'm going to show this off. I guess with everything here. Okay, this is a really good area to show it off. And I'm going to take all this bullshit off too. So we can get... maybe morph ball bombs. So it's just straight up, like... so straight up how to learn how to moon grab. Okay. So... moon grab tutorials starting now. Okay. So... first rule, you need to have moonwalk on. What I mean by that is in the main menu, you turn moonwalk on. So when you hold, shoot, and move backwards, she'll do this like moonwalk motion. Which is basically just backing up and shooting something like that. Alright, so that's the first step. First step you need moonwalk on, hence the name MOONGRAB. So, typically moon grabs are pretty much only useful, they're useful to do if you grab something and go immediately backwards. But they're really useful in rooms like this that are what I like to call single item rooms. Or like single item or single screen rooms, single scroll rooms. So where you literally aren't scrolling anything and you literally can just walk back out the door. So instead of... moon grabs are awesome because instead of having to go like this and turn around and run back out, you can kind of do this deal. It saves a little bit of time over not doing it, but if you do it the entire run on these single tile rooms, it saves a ton of time. So, okay, so the idea is what you're doing. Right here, I'll kind of demonstrate it. If you press like that, if you press shoot and back as you land on a platform, Samus will take your forward momentum speed and use it into a moonwalk. So like, here's my forward momentum speed. This is the normal speed of moonwalk with like the moon grab technique. You see how she moves faster like that. So, that's the basic principle, is you're grabbing an item and you're moon grabbing the item, and she's going to immediately turn around and keep her momentum and run back out. So, when you hit an item like this, you're now running right back out of the room. Like I said, as opposed to like doing this whole deal. So... it seems like it's harder because you're like, oh fuck. If I were to explain it to you like this, it seems really hard. So the basic idea, or the complex idea, is you're pressing shoot on the correct frame you land, and then pressing back on that very next frame. So you're landing, shooting, and on the very next frame, pressing back while holding shoot in order for her to turn around or get that momentum like that. You can see it up on the inputs up on the top of the stream there. It's a very quick like shoot, hold, press back. And you can tell when you don't get it because she'll like walk slowly backwards like that. So it's a pretty tight trick. So there is, however, a very consistent setup I've found called the buffer moon grab. So you could all willy-nilly just grab this item and try your best to like turn around like that. But I found out that when you grab an item, Much like the BT skip, where you can buffer an input while the item screen is up. When you do this, what I like to do is as soon as the item pops up, you can buffer an input. So the very next frame that Samus lands... Yo, Dev, thanks for the host, dude. The very next frame that Samus lands, you'll have your shoot input already done. So that means you just need to hold backwards and Samus will flip around like that. Thanks, dude. So, if you can get it so Samus is, whenever you press shoot, if you can get it to the position where you are in a good spot, and Samus will be able to shoot, and her hitbox will extend and stand up, then you know you've got a good spot to do it, like that. If you jump too high like this, you're not going to get it. Like if you jump too high like that, it's too high of a spot. Like that worked. That's too high. That worked just because the head of the Chozo is sloped. So, really, Chozo heads are awesome for this strat to practice because you can use the slope of the Chozo head as any spot to jump. But, like I said, like positions like that aren't going to work because you're too high. Positions like that aren't going to work because you're not landing on the platform, you're falling. Or literally like this, it's free. So if you can get used to where you jump into an item, like this isn't gonna work, I'm too low. Actually, that did work. I was like probably the last pixel. Like this should work. This isn't gonna work because you're too high. That worked. So you see how consistent you can get it. But the trick is you're gonna want to get Samus in a position to where when you shoot, her hitbox extends and lands. So this takes the whole idea of having to plan the frame you land and then press back and shoot. And it also takes out the variable of having to press shoot on the correct frame after landing. So the main idea is when you know you're on the right like tile to where when you shoot she'll stand up, you can buffer both inputs by pressing the direction away from you and shoot and holding both, and she'll turn right around. Super fucking easy. The only thing you have to worry about is the position you pick the item up in. So if I'm like this, that's not going to work because I'm too high. But if you're like this, it's not going to work. But if you're like this, boom, you got it. It's as simple as running in, knowing you've got the correct frame or the correct tile to where if you shoot, she lands. If you don't, then you're screwed. But if you do, literally all you need to do is... Oh shit, I'm jumping too late. Hold back and shoot, and she'll just turn right back around. So that's basically moon grabbing. It's pretty easy. And so if I were to, let's reset a state here. So say I'm coming down. Say we're doing Hondo. I'm coming down here. You can do it like, you can do it like this. It's really hard. But, it works with Speed Booster too, but it's a lot harder. The main thing I wanted to show you was stuff like this. So This is the main other area I wanted to showcase. So if you're still not convinced, you're like, okay, that seems to be just, you're like, whatever, like a flavor move. I'm gonna show you something else that's cool here. Alright, so that right there. So that move is, that moon grab is an example of why this strat is so fucking cool. So you can go through this room. Let me clear this shit out really quick. Okay. So you can go through this room and do this normally like this. Where you like jump through and grab the item and turn back around and go back. But again, if you know how to set yourself up and you know the position and you recognize the position, you can either go for it or not go for it on a split second based on your positioning. So if I know I'm going to get this by having the correct position to when I shoot, she's going to stand up. And you can tell because when you shoot, she breaks spin. So that's very easy to tell like what position you need to be in. It's kind of hard to tell really fast, but if you go in like this, and I know that the frame, if I'm on the right position, I'm gonna land when I shoot. Like this is, that would have worked. Because you notice that when you jump, just hit the item, like this is gonna work. So what I'm gonna have to do, now that the item screen is up, hold shoot and away from me, and in this certain room, I'm gonna have to tap jump to clear this, or else I'm gonna like bonk. But again, super simple. This should work. I was a little bit high. That's too high right there. That's gonna work. So again, just recognizing the positioning is the only part of this trick that's hard. Like, this is gonna work right here, because when I shoot, she's gonna stand up. So, and again, literally, when you get to this spot, this is how you practice this. Learn the positioning, literally just shoot and back. And that's it. It's just shoot in the opposite direction you are and just hold it. Yeah, dude, right? The only difficult part about this is just learning the positioning aspect of it. And see, like, all it takes is some practice. Anyway, that's moon grabbing. It can be done in literally any area. Like, say for instance, I wanted to, like I'm doing hundo, and my next room is the side of Pink's Spospo. So I go on, I'm doing my thing. I'm going in like that. It wasn't even that big of a thing, but I was still able to do it. It's just knowing positioning. You can tell when you can tell when you're gonna get it. You'll just start to feel it. Anyway, that's moon grabbing. It's really, really, really cool. It's a lot easier than it looks. It's just, like I said, for like the 10,000th time. 10,000th time. It's just learning positioning and holding two buttons. Again, doing it on the fly isn't as easy, but it's something you get used to when you practice. That can save you a ton of time in hundo, just like, especially those bigger rooms, like under charge beam. Just, it's really, really cool. And it's cool to do, just like practicing and doing randos and stuff, just like see how many different items you can moon grab. It's just a good way to practice, just playing and trying to moon grab everything. So, and that's how you learn like item positioning in certain rooms and what movement setups you need to do in order to be able to get them more consistently. But anyway, so that's moon grabbing. Pretty cool.